From the biggest pot in televised poker history.
There's the call.
Hey, call?
Call.
Tom Dwan has just won the biggest pot in the history of televised poker.
To a cooler so sick it should be illegal.
You gotta be kidding me. We've got a straight flush against the nut flush. I cannot believe this. I have never seen anything like this in my life.
These are the most shocking all-ins in poker history. We start with the single biggest pot ever played on live television. Tom Dwan sat across from Wesley Fay, a crypto millionaire who'd been playing poker for 18 months. 5 bets pre-flop. Over $500,000 in before the flop even hit. Wesley triple-barreled with Ace King. Nothing but air into the one man you cannot bluff.
Tom Dwan has been part of some of the biggest hands in poker history, and once again he is here on our stage. Just under 800,000 to call. We've got 2.3 million in the pot.
You could just have the aces. It just doesn't seem like you have the aces. I'm gonna feel dumb if you do.
From everything Dwan is saying, it sounds like he has kings.
What the fuck?
Look at the size of that pot.
What the fuck? Feels like you just flopped the fucking trips. But
He's the only one with money, right?
5 bets pre-flop. Wesley bet the flop, bet the turn, and has moved all in on the river. We've got 2.3 million in there.
feels like you're just flopping fucking trips, huh?
He's got queens. There's the call.
Hey, call?
Call.
Tom Dwan has just won the biggest pot in the history of televised poker. $3.1 million to Tom Dwan.
This is 1.5 and change. Holy shit.
Good afternoon.
Wesley.
40.
Wesley,
You're a champion.
70.
70.
You have more heart than anyone here.
1, 2, 3.
You okay, Wes?
784, 5.
784.
Wesley is shaking. He just lost
4, 5.
3 million pounds.
a $3 million pot here on Hustler Casino Live.
You know, I thought you
784, 5.
Just count it.
Okay.
I thought you had aces, Tom. They were still in the blender, not queens.
Snap. I would snap it.
Oh my
7,
God. What a
40,
call.
70, 80.
What a call,
4, 5,
Tom.
yes.
dangerous to win these lifetime names.
It's a flip. It
Tom,
was a flip.
what a call, Tom.
It was a flip.
Oh, can't bluff Tom.
He said, oh, I can't bluff him.
Wesley later admitted, "Can't bluff Tom." From the biggest pot ever recorded to the most statistically impossible cooler in poker history. When all 3 diamonds hit the flop, Mariano had flopped a straight flush, and Andy Stacks had flopped the ace-high flush. One of those hands is unbeatable. The other just looks like it.
You gotta be kidding me. We've got a straight flush against the nut flush. I cannot believe this. I have never seen anything like this in my life. Mariano in a 4-bet pot has flopped a straight flush, and Andy with the ace high flush. $27,000 in the pot. It checked through on the flop. Mariano started this hand with about $300,000.
35.
Mariano bets $8,000 and just got raised. Imagine having a straight flush and getting raised. Mariano on the right side of your screen, right there, has flopped a straight flush in a 4-bet pot.
Oh, 35.
$97,000 in the pot. Board does not pair. It is a 4th diamond out there.
$120.
120.
And Andy just bets $120,000. Mariano moves all in. Andy calls and shows him the ace.
Oh my God. Mariano.
$611,000 pot, and Mariano can't believe it. We've seen that before.
Open. No. Open 3-bet. In 3-bet. 4-bet.
Who has the straight flush? Mariano?
Nigga. Open. 3-bet. Call 3-bet. 4-bet. Call 4-bet.
Wow.
You run pretty good.
When you 4-bet with this and so this flop,
You run pretty good, an understatement. Mariano flops a straight flush. Andy flops the ace-high flush. It all goes in on the river. $611,000 pot.
Commentator David Tuckman. I don't think I've ever seen that in my entire career. From a statistical impossibility to the hand that broke the record books, Tom Dwayne versus Phil Ivey for $1.1 million. Both players flopped a gut shot straight draw. When the 4 hit the turn, Ivey made the wheel. Dwayne made the nuts. One of them was drawing dead and didn't know it.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Oh, wow. This is unbelievable. Ivey cannot win this pot, but he's made a straight.
Both players have a straight.
Talk about the gin card. Ivey makes the wheel. Dwan has the absolute nuts.
We could see the largest pot ever in televised poker history.
There's 75,000.
80, 85,
90.
90,000.
90,000. Phil Ivey bets $90,000. If you're Tom Dwan, what do?
Wow, with a flush draw out there, I'm sorry, I'm going to go ahead and raise right here. But I'm not going to raise my whole stack. I'm going to raise it about 200,000 more. Make it look like I can still lay my hand down. Maybe 150 more even.
Now, Ivey's one of the best in the world, but can he get away from a wheel? He's made the straight. Both players have made the straight. Tom Dwan with the absolute nuts. Oh, talk about a gin card on the turn. Well, the biggest pot in the history of televised poker is just over 900,000. We have a chance of breaking that right here. Tom Dwan with the nuts. The 7 high straight. Phil Ivey with the 5 high straight.
He's definitely going to raise here.
The pot is $209,000. The action is on Tom Dwan.
Unbelievable.
142.6.
And the raise is 142,000 more. And this is where we're going to see how good is Phil Ivey. He's staring at Dwan's stack, trying to figure out where he's at.
258.
Can I have it all? Can I get all those chips?
I don't think Ivey can get away from this hand, but I'll tell you what, he is considered the best cash game player in the world. If anybody can get away, it's Phil Ivey.
I mean, at this point, I don't even know if Ivey wants to get away.
I'm all in.
And he's
all in! Oh my gosh.
Ivey is all in. Dwan calls with the nuts. Ivey cannot win this pot.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's no good.
We have just broken poker television history. 1.1 million in this pot.
And he's drawing dead.
It is the biggest pot in the history of televised poker. And it's going to Tom Dwan. He's got the nut straight.
We just saw poker history made right here tonight.
26, 36, 96.
And they're counting the chips right now. The Jack of Hearts in the river, completely irrelevant. A 1.1 million chip pot going to Tom Dwan.
At the time, it was the largest pot in the history of televised poker. Dwayne would later break his own record. From a record-breaking cash game pot to the most chaotic three-way all-in in tournament poker history. With 8 players left at a WSOP final table, Brett Ritchie raised with pocket kings. Beth Shack moved all in with pocket aces. Then Phil Hellmuth stood up and announced he was all in too. He also had aces.
8-handed at this $3,000 no-limit hold'em final table. Brett Ritchie with pocket kings is going to raise it up to $80,000.
Brett could use some luck here.
To Beth Shack. There's one ace. She's got luck. She got pocket aces.
I raise.
Doesn't bode well for Brett.
Beth's trying to figure out how much she wants to raise. We know she likes to go all in with ace-queen.
I'm all in.
She goes Heidi-ho.
That means all in. Now to Phil Hellmuth, who has the other 2 aces.
All in.
And he moves all in.
Both pocket aces all in.
Got 3 other players back.
Action back to Brett Ritchie now with pocket kings.
They're going to chop up my poor little boy.
1/4 second it caught. The minute she said all in, all in. Quarter second I was all in.
Quarter
1/4 of a second.
Phil, 1/4 of the second.
1/4 of a second.
1/4 of a second.
Count her chips.
Action is still to Brett Ritchie to decide.
Can you pull the 80s in?
Got it.
Beth is dancing already.
That's wrong.
There's Phil's 80, okay?
Flashing signs to her husband, Dan.
I think she's got aces. She has aces.
This could influence Ritchie.
Yeah, I'm all in.
But he is going to move all in. This has to be our degree all-in moment.
You know, Phil berated Perry Friedman earlier. Brett Ritchie was deciding for his tournament life right there, and the poker brat was grandstanding. And Beth Shack was out of order too, singing "I Got It." Everybody's out of order.
So bottom line is both Phil Hellmuth with aces and Brett Ritchie with kings are at risk. Beth Shack with aces has them both covered.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. And Brett had a lot of chips left. I guess he should have figured out one of them had aces. I wouldn't have. They were helping him.
So Shaq with the 2 red aces. Helmuth with the 2 black aces looking for action.
Doesn't matter. It's still 4-1. All the suits are covered. I got both the suits covered. You got 2 black kings. I got 2 black aces.
Well, all the aces are gone, but Richie knows there's 2 more kings left.
It is like a 3-ring circus in here, and Phil Hellmuth's always on 2 of the rings.
Come on, baby.
Well, his tournament life is at stake, as is bracelet number 12. 3.
Show me some more.
Here we go to the flop. It is 10, tray, 7, 2 spades.
Oh, if runner spade comes, I believe Phil Hellmuth would launch himself into orbit.
He has the ace of spades, of course. Richie still looking for one of the 2 kings. Turn card now, 8 of clubs.
Well, we're almost certainly going to have a split pot here, and that would eliminate Brett Richie.
And the king of hearts.
Brett will need a king and a king only, or he is whamboozled.
River card, 4 of clubs. And it will be a split pot, and Brett Richie will be eliminated in 8th place.
Sorry.
Helmuth and Shaq get the double degree check mark.
Yes.
Bev happy her dead aces held up.
Good battle.
Mike Matusow from the rail. I've never seen a more clear situation where someone should automatically fold pocket kings pre-flop. From a 3-ring circus to the hand that changed poker forever, the river card that launched a billion-dollar industry. With 10 players remaining, Chris Moneymaker, an amateur who qualified through a $40 online satellite, flopped trip queens. Phil Ivey, the best player in the world, turned a full house. The $1 million pot was Ivey's. Until the river.
Chris Moneymaker is our chip leader at this point. Don't expect him to do anything huge, but he's looking at ace queen, so he's going to make some sort of move. He bet 60,000 on the ace queen. Action over to Phil Ivey now, and looking at a couple of 9s.
Phil Ivey always loves pocket pairs.
He'll call it. Next in line is Jason Lester. Ivey with the lead with the 2 9s. Well, Lester with a couple of 10s. And at least before the flop, you figure he's going to stick around, and he indeed does call that.
We have 3 players in the spot.
Nobody else wants any action, and so we're going to get the flop now. Moneymaker, Ivey, and Lester in the hand. The flop comes 2 queens.
A monster flop for Chris Moneymaker, who makes 3 queens and becomes a prohibitive favorite.
Jason Lester checks, so the action to Moneymaker, you have to figure he's going to push things right now. And he does with 70,000.
I thought he might have pushed it more. Generally, you make a bigger bet there and you push out the competition. We always like to say better to win a small pot than lose a large pot. He's almost inviting calls right there with the 70,000. A big favorite in the hand.
Well, Phil Ivey is indeed going to take that bait, and he'll call it.
Yeah, Phil Ivey will call, and I guess for the 70,000 he'll call. He is well behind in the hand, doesn't know it. Jason Lester actually has a better hand than Phil Ivey right now. He decides he's going to stay out of harm's way. He doesn't want to get any trouble at this point. The next person knocked out doesn't make the final table, so Jason Lester.
Here comes a turn, and it's a 9, and that gives Phil Ivey a full house.
Miracle on 4th Street for Phil Ivey, who now has the full house and the better hand.
But nobody knows it here except Phil Ivey.
And there's no reason for Moneymaker to assume that Ivey had the pocket 9s. So he's going to bet 200,000. Understandably, he just can't think he has that type of hand to beat him. He's got to believe the 3 queens are best right now. And Phil Ivey deciding what he's going to do, he's obviously going to play. And if and when he wins this sizable pot, Phil Ivey will put himself in terrific chip position for the final day.
I'm all in.
He is all in.
And quickly called.
The pot size is 1 million now.
9's full.
Yeah, Moneymaker is disgusted. He never could have assumed the 2 9s in the hole for Phil Ivey. And now he is going to need an ace, a queen, or a 6 on the river to win the hand, which would knock out Phil Ivey.
Moneymakers looking for an ace on the river or another queen. Here we go. We're going to see one more card. It's an ace!
An ace!
An incredible knockout blow for probably the best player left in the tournament, who has gone down.
Oh, amazing. Phil Ivey loses with a full house to a better full house of Chris Moneymaker,
who has now knocked out heavyweights Johnny Chan, Umberto Brenes, and Phil Ivey. My goodness.
That run out changed Moneymaker's fortune forever.
That ace on the river launched what became known as the Moneymaker Effect. WSOP. Entries exploded from 839 to nearly 9,000 within 3 years. From the hand that changed history to the most savage verbal assault ever delivered after an all-in call. Tony G limped with ace deuce. Ralph Perry raised with king jack. Tony G moved all in. Perry called. And that's when the real fireworks started.
Ralph Perry right in the middle.
It's a funny sight. Seeing those 3 guys on one side of the table and Tony G on the other.
I call. I want to play with him. I got a weak hand though. I'm still calling if you raise, unless you go all in. I might still call if you go all in. How much
Ralph
have you
Perry
got?
might raise here. He's got king jack offsuit.
How much more? 80 more? I'm calling.
Tony G's telling Ralph Perry how much to raise.
How much more do you want to make it? Just tell me. Can you put the clock? What is this?
He seriously called for the clock here. It's gotten out of fun and games here. And Ralph Perry's going to raise 120,000.
120 more. How much more has he got? I'm all in.
All in.
All in. You wanna do this? Do this properly. Yeah. What do you think I am? I'm here to give my chips away to you.
Now, in this instance, Tony G's playing brilliantly. And Ralph Perry calls. Tony G got to Ralph Perry.
Wow. You play very well. You play very, very well.
Wow. I cannot see Ralph Perry calling anybody else in this situation.
You're a champion. Send you back to Russia.
And the flop, pair of deuces now for Tony G, and Ralph Perry is in trouble.
Drawing semi-dead on the flop. Putting all his money in with king jack calling. This is not someone to learn from.
Ralph Perry needs a king or a jack.
7 on the turn.
Pair the board, baby.
Ralph
Teach
Perry
him a good lesson here.
is down in the river. Needs a king or a jack.
Yeah! Yeah, baby! Come on, Russian, get out. It's time to go. Yeah! Look at this. Look how he's doing. Look how he's playing. Look how ugly this is. You're a professional player, and I can do this to you. You're a terrible player. This is disgraceful. Bring the Russians on. Bring more Russians on. I'm here to get them all. You play that as bad as you can. Your career is finished. You are gone. 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 Feel the power. You feel my power, baby? Feel my power.
I think Tony G is speaking more like a Lithuanian than an Australian right now.
I got you covered. Is this how you play? You call with King Jack? Which school have you been to?
How close is those?
Ralph Perry looks like Mike Tyson after Buster Douglas got through with him. Tony G could single-handedly reignite the Cold War.
Got you covered like a baby. Up and away. Up and away. Come on. On your bike. On your bike.
Despite the assault, Ralph Perry taking the high road.
Good hand. He's in shock.
Now, he doesn't deserve any applause. He called with King Jack. If you read my poker strategy, I tell everyone, never overplay King Jack.
Gabe Kaplan. Tony G could single-handedly reignite the Cold War. From the most savage celebration in poker to one of the most brutal coolers set over set for over $500,000. Dwayne had pocket kings. Antonius had pocket tens. Antonius flopped a set. Then the king hit the turn, and over $500,000 went to the middle.
2 kings. In comes the re-raise, and this is where Durr becomes so dangerous when he picks up a real hand. His range is so wide, and everyone at the table has seen him make this exact same move over and over again with all sorts of hands. Patrick smooth calls. Viv gets away.
Good luck, boys.
Oh boy. Just when Durr looked like he was gonna start climbing out of the hole, you get the feeling this one's gonna get expensive. He's got the overpair with no flush draw out there. Antonius with middle set.
Then the turn delivered the king, giving Dwan the higher set. All the money went in, and Antonius needed a miracle.
Patrick didn't like that much. Dwan's counting it down. This pot is up to almost $400,000.
245.
245. Do these young people know how much money is at stake? I mean, you started from nothing, so you know. Listen, they play every night to put these kind of numbers. You know those guys. Every night. 300 times. Easy.
It's all of Patrick's chips to call.
Guess I have to call. Call.
And that's what disaster looks like.
2 times. Twice. Twice.
This is officially the biggest pot in Poker After Dark cash game history. Over $561,000, and Patrick has won out twice. Strike one. Strike two. At his peak, Patrick Antonius was the big winner at the table, up over $230,000. And now he's felt it.
Count up. Who's got more
I have
rounds?
more.
You have more?
I'm done. I'm done. And just
Antonius went from the table's biggest winner to completely felted in a single hand. For the final moment, the trap that won Johnny Chan back-to-back world championships, and the hand that opens the greatest poker movie ever made. Heads up for the championship. Chan flopped the nuts straight and slow played every street, waiting for Seidel to walk into the trap with nothing but top pair.
Controlled aggression is very, very important when you're in a short-handed game, if you can have such a thing. But the most aggressive player in a two-handed game is probably the favored player at this point.
Queen 8-10 is the flop. Johnny Chan bets 40,000. Will Erik Seidel be aggressive again? You bet. He calls the 40, and he raises 50. So it's $50,000 to Chan to stay in this hand. The flop, Queen 8-10, once again. Johnny Chan will take his time, figuring out the odds for all possible combinations. Remember, 2 more cards to come, 4th Street and 5th Street. And Chan will put in the 50,000. So the pot is right. And now, as 4th Street comes up a 2 of spades, let's reveal the hole cards of both players. Johnny Chan, Jack 9, and Erik Seidel, Queen 7. Johnny Chan had a straight on the flop. Erik Seidel with a pair of queens. Erik Seidel cannot win this hand, and yet he doesn't know it. Chan is trying to sucker him in by taking his time. Oh, look at that look of the defending champ. And now 5th Street, a 6 of diamonds, no help. Johnny Chan has a queen high straight. Will Erik Seidel fall for the bait? Yes, he's going all in, and Chan has him. Johnny Chan, the master, turns over his card, and once again, Johnny Chan has done it.
That hand became so legendary that director John Dahl used it in the opening scene of Rounders, where it inspires Matt Damon's character to chase his own poker dreams. Chan won $700,000 and his second consecutive world championship.